Yay, another one of these. Much like the last couple trailers I've talked about, I didn't even know this was released until I was told in the comment section and someone actually wanted me to talk about it, because, of course, people who subscribe to the channel want me to rip into this show. So I decided to watch it and, of course, make the following video, because you already have the videos of everybody sucking off to this show already posted, so I might as well put mine up now. And, obviously, this trailer's bad. Like, this show is going to be awful. I don't care if your trailer is like the greatest trailer ever. The show isn't going to be good. There's so much shit that I've already talked about with this, whether it's behind the scenes footage, or not footage, behind the scenes shenanigans, dumbass shit Rick Riordan said, or the fact that the footage we have gotten looks like just straight up trash. And yeah, let's get into that footage. First thing I want to talk about is something pretty interesting that I mentioned in the last video I made, and it involves the Menar Sequence. Now, in this sequence in the show, you can clearly see that Percy fights the Minotaur with Riptide. But here's what I find funny about that, and I know I've seen so many people talk about how much, oh, he ripped into the movies, he hates the movies so much, even though he's never seen the movies, and this right here proves that he doesn't know shit about the actual movies, because guess what? In the book, he didn't have Riptide. But guess where he did? Yeah. For as much shit as Riordan says about the movies, he took a change from the movie, which I don't think he would have done knowingly. Which tells me he doesn't know shit about the movies, so his criticisms, again, don't mean anything. But let's get into everything else. I've talked about some of these issues already. The volume effects still look like trash. They've always looked like garbage. It's not just this show. Mandalorian looked awful. Obi-Wan Kenobi looked awful. All the shows that use this stupid volume technology looked like trash. I don't understand why Disney is so hell-bent on making this technology work, because it doesn't work. It looks awful in every show that it's done. So yeah, I've already talked about that, I don't want to get into it, but something else is with the lightning bolt. This is what it kind of looks like, but here's what it looks like in the trailer, and this thing looks fucking ridiculous. I know in the not in the comics, in the book, it's mentioned that it's just like a 2-foot long celestial bronze, like, shaft almost, but look at this thing. This thing, again, much like Ares' sword that I talked about, it looks like a prop from Party City. And not to mention, I can't take it seriously when you're telling me this is a lightning bolt. This is a goddamn lightning bolt, not this stupid little piece of plastic that he's putting on this desk. And then we have some other design issues, like this bulky-ass armor that Annabeth is wearing. And, like, it's not, I guess it's not that big a deal, but it just looks funny. And then there's the fight scenes. I already mentioned the Menar Sequence, but it's so dark that I can't see what's happening. Both in the car chase and the sequences where he has the sword, I can't see what the hell I'm looking at. The only thing I can see is the sword, and that's only because it's glowing. And then there's the Ares fight, where the background still looks like garbage, and there's so much shaky cam that it's gonna give me a headache watching the scene. I just know it is. And then there's the Chimera, which it doesn't even look like they're fighting in a St. Louis arch. It almost kind of looks like they're fighting it on an airplane or something. It's probably the arch, but again, it's hard to see. And this is what it looks like. This thing looks silly. This just looks like a bit. I even saw someone in the comments mistake this thing for a manticore. And honestly, I understand why. This thing does not look like a goddamn Chimera. This thing looks ridiculous. And then, of course, you still have all the race swap casting with Annabeth, Clarice, Grover, and then Chiron. And again, I just can't. Anytime you tell me this is a specific character, my brain does not register that these are the characters when they show up, and that's the biggest issue. That's what an adaptation should do when it comes to a visual medium, is if you're a fan of the comics or the novel or whatever it's based on, you should be able to see the character on screen and go, yep, that's this character. When Walker Scobell shows up, I can't see Percy Jackson, I see Will Solis. When Annabeth shows up, I don't see Annabeth, I see Hazel Grace. Or not Hazel Grace, Hazel Levesque, or whatever the fuck her name was. And when Chiron shows up, well, it's just an old black dude. That's all I see. And then there's something else that I noticed. During the Lotus Casino scene, Hermes shows up. And I know it's Hermes because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. Why is he here? I don't know. Yeah, so is there really anything else I can say on this trash heap of a show, it's going to be just as bad as every other Disney Plus show. It's going to be as bad as all the Star Wars shows. It's going to be as bad as She-Hulk. It's going to be as bad as fucking Willow. All of these shows that have destroyed franchises. This one's going to be just as bad. I hope this show tanks, and from the looks of it, plenty of people hate this show, just like I do. You'll see all the people in the comments section on YouTube, and all these people making videos sucking off to the show, but when you look at social media, like Instagram and Twitter, seems like the majority of people are not happy with the direction this show is going, much like me, and I find that pretty funny, and I've already done other videos showing evidence of that, so you can't tell me I'm spitballing here. So yeah, I guess that's all I got. This show is going to be a disaster, and I can't wait for it to be canceled. So I will see you all next time. Bye.